Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to take you guys on a very wild ride into the future of our world. This is Tokyo Ghost. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do, because I drop videos every single day. Now, let us begin, because our story takes place in Los Angeles in the year 2089, in a world much like ours, except everyone is addicted to their screens. And when I mean addicted, I mean addicted. Some people cannot walk, they cannot eat unless they have their screens in their face. And that was easy because all their screens were holographic. But that's not where our story begins. Our story begins with a man being chased down by a constable. Our main character, his name is Led Dent, and he was dangerous. I mean, full-on weaponized human with one addiction. He was an addict as well. So out of touch with reality, he couldn't even feel it when he was getting stabbed in the back. The only connection he had to reality was his baby girl, Debbie, which is why the second the person they were chasing called her names, he made sure his face touched the pavement. He grinded him up. Thankfully, they didn't need him. They needed his boss, and his boss was a gentleman called Davy Trauma. Davy Trauma was a psychopath, and I mean it, in a world full of excess, he was the crazy one. Because of this, Dent made sure to soak his boy in the river of acid, and he tossed his corpse to the people to eat. The food was so scarce, they ate him on sight. This was the world. This was Earth. And David Trauma was the worst of them. Loading his mind, he now had a cybernetic personality. He saw everything in the world as a game. And it really wasn't. This world sucked. There were constant death races, constant death matches. Everyone was dying and everyone was enjoying it. Well, almost everyone, because Debbie was disconnected. She was the only person in the whole world who had no electronics in her body. She was all organic. While everyone saw their fantasies on their screens, she was the only one that saw the world for what it was. Hell on earth. Which is why her main goal was to get her and Harvey out of this shithole. But first thing first, they had to find Davy. It wasn't really hard to do because he had a regular hangout. So as soon as she was let in the bar, she scanned the environment, and when she found him, he was having fun with his people. She tried to make communications with Dent, but he was an addict. He couldn't even hear her. Sadly, Davy could hear her just fine, and he was going to take her for himself because she was special. Playing his boys like a video game, he hacked all of them and controlled them to do his bidding. They chased her and they wrecked every single human being in their path. No one was left unscathed. She must have realized how much danger she was in because she went out running, and these guys didn't give a damn. If you were standing in their path, you got dead. A whole wave of people got annihilated in 1 second. Thankfully, no matter how much of an addict Dent was, nobody harms Debbie. He came crashing down with his bike, mowing down all his enemies in his path, because his target was Davy, and he was going to kill him today. Davy, however, saw this as fun. He stole a car and went on his path, calling to Dent, chase me now. And Dent did just that. Sadly though, this was a death race arena. Everything here was made to kill. But the biggest threat was Davy himself. His name is Davy Trauma for a reason. He enjoys it. With all his boys and girls waiting for him outside, he ditched his car. They hopped on his scooter and shouted, "Let's cause some trauma." The streets of Los Angeles were filled with life. Everyone was doing their thing. A nanotech company was even flexing their new technology, able to change up your body on a molecular level, make a weakling a buff man. But Davy didn't give a damn. Davy wanted blood, and he took it. I mean, this brother hopped into a bar slash casino slash shopping mall and popped out blades from his hovering scooter and started to surf on people's faces. His name was Warranted. He was the Jesus Christ of murder. The only person who could stop his killing spree was Dent himself, and he was not far behind. Matter of fact, he was right behind him, because when he came through that wall, his presence could be felt. Whipping out 2 chains, he made sure to hold down Davy's boys and use them as fodder to bring him down. He was a machine, a killing machine. Davy didn't stop smiling though, because remember, this world is a game to him. He said, wow, you're cheating. I promised never to hack your boyfriend, but I never said anything about not hacking his bike. Boom. Both Debbie and Dent went flying. They were going to die. Thankfully, Dent took most of the blow because he was a big, hulking giant. The ensuing chaos was so great, other constables had to interfere, but this was a mistake. Because Davy promised never to hack Dent because Dent was his toy. Dent was part of his games. These other constables were not. So instantly, in seconds, he hacked them and made them tools, made them weapons to attack Dent and Debbie. They were going to die. Dent tried to protect Debbie with every inch of his body because he was fueled by nanites as well. His tissue could withstand the attack, but not for long, so Debbie made a choice. She was the only person he trusted with control over his nanites, so she apologized and begged for forgiveness before hitting bone growth 50%, thought suppression 100%. She basically made my guy the Hulk, supercharging him with continuous doses of adrenaline. He went ballistic. As Davey watched this, he said, damn, you cheat a lot. I better get my ass out of here. He tried to run, but he forgot. Debbie had timed him perfectly. Using the boot of her rifle, she knocked his ass out, breaking connections from all the constables. But Dent was still on kill mode. He didn't give a fuck about any of them, so Debbie had to interfere. Just like the Hulk and the Black Widow, she had to calm him down. She had to remove his mask and saw he was in pain. He was in deep pain. So she used his weakness. Superman has kryptonite. He has physical touch. He has been so addicted to his screen, the sheer skin-to-skin contact of another person terrifies him. Not talk less of Debbie, the love of his life, the woman who has stood by him through all of this hell. Of course he woke up, but the first thing he asked for as soon as he was awake was, hey, my shows are on. And she knew his addiction was solid, so she turned on the screen and he went back to watching. So now you have Meta IMCs, Debbie Decay, and Led Dent himself. This story is a story of love, filled with action, violence, and more action. Because there is no way in hell Debbie is going to let the man she loves suffer with this addiction. She was going to get him clean, even if that means taking him away from this hellhole of a city. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you're a fan of my YouTube channel or indie comics, click on the subscribe button and like this video for more to come, because I drop a video every single day.